Hello, my name is John Gaskin and I play drums for Red Giant, and today I'm going to give you a little rig rundown, show you what I used in the studio. So first of all, I'll start with the drum kit, the main kit. It's a beautiful Gretsch Renown drum kit, that great Gretsch sound. Renown is one of their mid-level kits. It's not particularly high-end, but it works perfectly for me. I love this kit. I've had it for quite a while now, and it's like my main gigging rig. If any of you watch my weekly escapades, this is the kit I use week in, week out in different configurations. This is the kit I always use. It's beautiful. I love the finish on it, this silver oyster pearl, really classy while still being cool. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful instrument. I absolutely love it. When I bought it originally, it came with the bass drum, this tom and the 16-inch low tom, and so I had the one-on-one down for a while, and then I wanted it to be a 5-piece, so I had to custom order this 10-inch tom. That was quite expensive. I had to order it from Gretsch to get the same finish, the same wood and everything, and they did that for me. I was really, really happy. And then I got this 14-inch tom. Nico McBrain's drum shop had it in, and it was £300. I thought I've got to have it, and this to me is my ideal setup. The 10, 12, 14, 16. Luckily in this band I get to be as creative and get to do exactly what I want. There's no limitations put on me, so this is like my ideal drum kit. I'm a big fan of Vinnie Colaiuta, Steve Gadd, drummers like that use this same setup, and it allows me to be as creative as I want, and it allows me to be versatile as well. I like to play in loads of different styles. This is like my preferred setup that I would use all the time. Some gigs I don't get to do that. Some gigs there's space constraints and you play on other people's drum kits quite often, so I can play on anything, any setup. I don't care how bad the drum kit is. I'll love it, love the challenge. But this is a beautiful instrument and it does me really well. It's the same configuration that I have in my studio, so this is the size, exact same size kit that I practice on every single day, same kit that I record with, and like I say, it allows me to be versatile, so any recording session, any style of music, this drum kit covers it really, really well. I'm not massively into equipment like some people are. I'm more into practicing. I think you should sound good on anything. So I'm not buying. I do buy a lot of new gear, but I just buy it for me, for the sounds that I like. I don't go for particular things. I don't know much about sizes. A lot of people care about sizes, get things cut down and everything. Not me. Just give me it as it is. So I know the bass drum's 22 by 18. That's my preferred size. And then tom wise, I don't care about the depth, but the sizes are 10-inch, 12-inch, 14 and 16, and as I said, really nice versatile drum kit. I've played with Dave for well over 10 years now, and he's never put any restrictions on me. Some bands do. Some bands like you to look a certain way or play a certain size drum kit and things like that. Dave's never been bothered. I could turn up with a little cocktail kit. I could turn up with the biggest drum kit ever, 80 pedals, toms all around me, cowbells, 8 cowbells, and he'd still love it because he trusts me and he likes me, and so he should. So I can get away with anything. I can play whatever I want. Next I'd like to talk about cymbals. I'm just going to go from left to right. I've got this lovely, Byzance 10-inch vintage splash. And this is pretty cool. Need to get a new cymbal thing there. Look at that, it's all broken. So this one's really, really cool because it's hand-picked by DD Drums. Mine will do this really cool thing. I've got a few of these cymbals. I've got 2 more. I've got a big 22-inch dual crash ride, and I've got a trash splash as well that I got Jake at Into Music to handpick for me. And what it means is that this cymbal was selected from the Cymbal Vault in Germany, and they would have put loads of these together on stands, tested them all, and then picked their favourite one. So they're basically the best cymbals picked out of the factory, and they always sound amazing. So if, a little tip for you, if you see any of these second-hand, hand-picked by, all the drum shops do it. It will say hand-picked by Graham Russell Drums, hand-picked by Into Music. This one's DD Drums. And I've got two more that are picked by Into Music that are just beautiful instruments. They always sound amazing. Next one, we've got this Minor Classics Custom 16-inch dark trash crash. Really dark, really trashy. Who would have thought that? It's got these holes in it, so it's sustain. It doesn't have a big sustain. It's straight in, straight out, and it's lovely for little accents. It sounds brilliant when mixed with the other cymbals that I've got in this setup, and I absolutely love it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous cymbal. Next one is these 15-inch medium thin hi-hats, Pure Alloy Customs. I love how all my cymbals are pretty different, but yet together they work really, really well. And the story behind these 15-inch hi-hats, I've never played 15-inch before until a couple of years ago when I was at like a little drum event thing. And Joe, the A&R guy from mine, I'm really good friends with him, and my friend Jim, they were talking to me and they said, you've got to try 15-inch hi-hats, because I do quite a lot of hi-hat work. A lot of little intricate rolls and things like that I do quite often. You'll hear it on the album, hopefully. And they said that 15 is really, really nice because it's bigger, the tone's lower. So I'm used to using 13-inch hi-hats or 14-inch hi-hats. I've got loads of different cymbals from loads of different companies. And these are the first 15s that I tried, and I fell in love with them. I also do a lot of chick work, which is where you like hit your pedal like that. And these just sound a lot lower in pitch, so they're not getting in the way all the time, but they're still there, but not taking up all the frequencies. Beautiful. I'm always getting complimented on my hi-hats. Everyone loves them. They've got a lovely wash as well when they're open. Again, a lot darker, a lot lower sounding, absolutely beautiful. Next one, 16-inch Byzance medium thin crash. Now this is really out of fashion. Everyone's on big cymbals at the minute, bigger the better, 22 inches, 20-inch crashes, bosh. Not me. I like them really, really small, really thin, in and out, old school. And these Byzance range are really nice because they've got like the brightness of newer models, but they've still got like a traditional sound to them. They sound really, really nice together, and in this setup they sound brilliant. So a 16-inch there, which is way smaller than most people would even consider now. It's so out of vogue. But I do what I want, mate. If I want a little thin cymbal, I'm gonna have it. And I have, and it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. You'll notice that all these cymbals are Minor. Like I said, I'm not endorsed. Did I mention that? I don't have any endorsements, so some of my setup is a little bit weird. Like for instance, my hardware doesn't match my drum kit, so I think the hardware I use is better. I just use the best stuff that I like personally. I've got no affiliations with anyone, no endorsements at all, so everything I use is what I like. Now the reason I'm using Minor a lot recently is because of this ride cymbal. This is my favourite ride cymbal that I've got. It's 20-inch raw bell ride. And I've got much bigger ride cymbals and stuff, and much different ones in my studio. I've got a huge cymbal collection, but this one is my favourite for gigging with. And I've built the rest of the cymbals around this one because this one's so nice. It's warm, it's dry, it's got everything I want. It's complex while still sounding traditional. It's got everything that I want in a cymbal. It's got a beautiful cutting bell sound. It crashes nicely. It's just, for me, the perfect cymbal, and I absolutely love it. And this is my go-to on everything. If I'm recording in my studio, I won't necessarily use this. I'll use all sorts. I change brands all the time. But the reason I'm using mostly Minor here is just because they sound well together. So, because I love this ride cymbal, I want all the crashes to match it nicely. You'll notice a lot of the Byzance range, which are really, really nice. So that's why I'm doing that in this setup. Sometimes I'll use all Sabian, sometimes I'll use all Zildjian. Like I say, I'm not affiliated with anybody. It just so happens that I really like Meinl at the minute because my friend Joe is so passionate about it and he keeps talking me into buying beautiful cymbals, which is what I keep doing. So they get used a lot. Next up, another slightly smaller one that people wouldn't not say is in fashion, a 17-inch medium thin crash. So 16 here, 17 here, and they just blend beautifully together. This one's slightly higher pitch, a little bit less attack. This one is just really nice and warm. I use this one all the time and it sounds brilliant. Both together sound amazing. With this one sounds amazing. All my cymbals blend really well together. And lastly, this one, I've got a Sabian. Ooh, mixing brands. Some people hate that. I don't care. I haven't found a Meinl China cymbal that is as good as this one yet. So this is the one I use. It's my favourite China cymbal currently. It does everything well. I'm all about versatility, like I said. So it can be the jazziest jazz to the metalist metal. The metalist, is that a word? The most metal. And this does all of it. It crashes so loud and aggressive, but it's got just the right sustain where it's in and out nicely as what I think a China cymbal should be. Some of them go on for much longer. This one doesn't. Just cuts through, beautiful tone, and then it's amazing. This is a Sabian John Blackwell Jr. Gia China cymbal. If you don't know who John Blackwell Jr. is, he was the drummer for Prince. He sadly passed away, but an amazing drummer. If you watch any of those old Prince videos, like Prince live at the Aladdin Las Vegas, he was famous for having a China cymbal, this one, behind him. So he'd play all this crazy stuff and then psh, and hit it right behind him. And yeah, sound incredible. What shall I talk about next? Snare drums. So snare drum wise, on this whole recording, I used one snare drum. And this is a really special drum to me. I can't believe I've got it in my collection. It's like the Rolls Royce of snare drums. Did I say Rolls Royce or Rolls Royce? I hope I said Rolls. This is a Craviotto. Oh, let me get it off the stand so you can see how beautiful it is. Craviotto. Oh. Craviotto Private Reserve curly maple snare drum with the trick throw off. This means that you can have the snare wires in 3 different positions: off, full with the off, loose, slightly loose, tight. I had it on, I think, the middle one, so quite loose and rattly. Using an Evans HD Dry drum head on it, and that is just an absolute thing of beauty. Just see the inside of it. These are like very well made. Stupidly expensive. I'll tell you a story about it. Let me put it back on. Such a racket. Just leave it like that. So I got this from my friend Dave, who's a great drummer. He won it in a competition, and he was really nice. He was really complimentary. He said, "Listen, like, I'm not going to use this or do it justice that much, and I think you will. I'd like to sell it to you." And I was like, "Wow, what an amazing thing that he did for me!" And it was right before the recording. So, I mean, I never thought I would own a drum like this. It's just the best that you can get. I'm so lucky to have it in my collection, and it sounded so good on this recording. You'll agree with me when you hear it. It is just a work of art. It really is. Their craftsmanship is second to none. And yeah, I literally can't believe that I've got it. It's bonkers. Now, I also brought some other snare drums to the session, but I didn't use them, but I'm just going to give them an honourable mention. So first of all is this one. This is the one that I used at the Live in the Riverhead. I'm lucky to have this in my collection as well. This is a 1960s Ludwig maple, all original with the original strainer and everything. It's in this beautiful green colour, and if you look closely you'll see that the top colour green is what the original was and the rest is faded. And this is just a beautiful instrument. I'm really lucky to have it in my collection. I took this, but as I said, I didn't use it. I just ended up using the Craviotto because it just sounded so good. So yeah, in Red Giant we worked really, really quickly, and most of the songs you'll hear were 1 or 2 take. The drums, I had it all recorded in I think 3 hours, so really, really quick. So I didn't bother changing drums because we're on such a roll. I just left it rolling, and this drum just sounded so incredible. I didn't need to. The second snare drum I bought is my main gigging snare drum. This is a Tama Birch Bubinga, Star Classic Birch Bubinga. Again, absolutely lovely. I love that finish. And this is one of the beautiful snare drums in my collection. This is the one that I gig with the most, because it always stands up and does amazing. Next drum I brought was this Ludwig, which is a 1970s Ludwig 400, the most recorded snare drum of all time. These are on all the old classic recordings. And Jim, I got him to tune everything for me before we went in the studio. Everything sounded amazing. And this was done like the Bonham rock and roll, nice and ringy, typical metal snare sound. It sounded gorgeous, but again, didn't get to use it. And the last snare drum I took was this 13-inch DW Collectors. Again, it's a beautiful drum. Had this one cranked really high, and I had planned which songs I was going to use them all on. Again, we worked fast, and the Craviotto just covered all bases anyway, so that's what I used throughout the whole recording. Drum head wise, I used an Evans HD Dry on snare drum, coated G2s on the toms, and they were all brand new, ready for the recording. They've been gigged with a little bit now, so you can start to see the wear on them, but overall they did amazing. Evans heads are great. They just, you put them on, they just go in tune straight away, and they always stay in tune. They always sound amazing. I'll sometimes use Remo. Both are fine. Neither are better than each other really, unless you ask somebody who's endorsing them, then they'll say they are, but they're not. Next up, hardware. I use all Yamaha hardware, which is what I was saying earlier. Even though I've got the Gretsch drums, the floor tom legs are Gretsch and the tom holders are Gretsch, but all of my hardware is Yamaha, because I just think they make the best hardware, other than this little boom stand, which is the little boom that comes off this stand, which is Tama, because those little booms from Tama are better than any other company. These Yamaha single braced hardware, they're light but robust. You know, I'm stacking things on top of everything. Like this holds my tom and my cymbal, this holds my tom and my ride cymbal. So I need them to be sturdy, but I also don't want them to be too heavy, or else it just kills you back. So these are my hardware of choice, all Yamaha, and they sound amazing. I use a DW 5000 double bass drum pedal, and on my kit in my studio I use a DW 3000, but these 5000s are just workhorses. You put it on every time and it feels and sounds great. Absolutely incredible. Just really, really easy to play and really nice. Drumstick wise, I'm currently using Vic Firth SD9 drivers, and these are really, really great because they've got the thickness of a 2B, which is what I like to use and practice with, but because they're made of maple instead of hickory, they're really light, so you get the thickness so you can use all the techniques you've been practicing, but they're also light enough to let you be quick and swift around the drum kit. Lovely tips. Vic Firth, you can't go wrong. They make quality pitch paired drumsticks. They're absolutely amazing. I change drumsticks regularly though. Sometimes I use ProMark, sometimes Vic Firth. They're the only two I use really. I don't mess about with many others, but nearly always Vic Firth. Vic Firth are the best for me. You can't beat them. Always consistent and always feel great in your hands. And once you get used to a certain pair, they just feel amazing. So that's what I used for them. And now I'll quickly talk a little bit about, I'll show you my Pele, I'll talk you through that. Cotton wool balls, and use for dampening inside toms. Got these sweet glasses that I got on a gig, famous musical. Let's make me look epic. I use them sometimes on gigs. If I need that little bit of extra something, that's what I put on. These bad boys. Can't see a bit of music through them. It's not always about that, is it? It's more the aesthetics. Why have I got them in there? Got my Porter & Davis, the actual tactile monitor system that goes with the stool, speak on for that, normally a lead for that, spare snare wire, pure sound of course, bandage just in case. It's a cruel world out there, you never know what will happen. iPad holder, that's the other part of it. Tape, bass drum microphone, stand for my in-ears. Got my in-ear pack there, Behringer P1. It's like my go-to. Oh, hold on, we're flickering. Behringer P1. Got stick wax. Always use wax on my sticks. You'll see that they're always got little black marks on them, that's why. Sharpies and pens and pencils. Pencil, the most important thing for a musician. I use this Slapcax for dampening. And the reason I do that is because it comes in all different sizes. It's got little small ones, big ones, medium. Depending on the amount of dampening that you need. So you'll see, if you saw some of my videos of the recording, you will see that I use that. Got my air turn. It's really important when you're reading lots of music on an iPad. And I've got this, can't bother to get it out, it's a foot switch that lets me click it. Got all my spares, cymbal felts. This comes to every gig with me, cymbal toppers, other bits and bobs that you sometimes need. Spare hi-hat part, more Slapcats there. Got everything in here, spare kick drum, what's it called, like a slam pad thing, plasters. I've got my in-ear monitors. The in-ear monitors that I use are Shure SE535s. Oh, lost you. In gold, of course. Come on, camera, what's happening? Yeah, Shure SE535s in gold, of course. Look awesome. I'm going to get some custom molded eventually, but not yet. I also use pure sound snare wires. Snare drums. They're the best. I use different models on different snares. They're almost all pure sound. My stick bag is a disaster area. Old set lists, tape, empty wrappers, stick wax. It's a state in here. Drum keys. Look at the wax gets everywhere. Sorted drumsticks. Always have assorted hot rods. Acoustics, Invader acoustics, ProMark, Thundersticks. I had some Tala ones in here. I've got assorted brushes, all different styles. So I'm versatile, I can do everything. It's all about versatility, different mallets. Mallets with sticks on the end. Yeah, really versatile stick bag. I always put a little treat in. John Joe from the past. Always put some sweets in for John Joe from the future to enjoy. So that's always a nice little treat for me. Yeah, my stick bag's a disaster, but working drummer in it. That's how we are. Hardware wise, not hardware, sorry, cases. I use protection racket, the best that you can buy. And my rucksack even is protection racket. They're just durable and last forever. So thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that. Hope it's given you a good idea about the equipment I used, a little bit more information about me. If you want to know any more specifics or want to know anything else about me, please leave a comment and I will get back to you. I'll make sure I read them all and I will reply and let you know anything you want to know, especially about the equipment. If you want me to go into any more detail or anything like that, I can do that definitely. And yeah, it was an incredible experience to record with two of my best mates in that amazing studio. So thank you everyone that gave to the Kickstarter that allowed this to happen. We really appreciate it, and I think we created something absolutely amazing that we can all be proud of, and hopefully you all like it. It was such a great experience for me and for the others. The other two played amazing. I'm really proud with how I played as well. I'm proud with the sound we've made, and the songs that we've made sound so good, to me anyway, if I do say so myself. And I really hope you like them. I think, yeah, something amazing happened over them a few days, and we smashed it. It was a lot of fun, quite hard work. I'm sure we'll do videos explaining everything that happened, some of the stuff that went on behind the scenes, but it was an incredible experience, and yeah, I'm super proud of it. I really hope you like it, and thank you again for letting it happen. Please subscribe to this band channel. It really helps us. It's going to help us going forward. It's really important, and we appreciate everyone that's subscribed so far. Thank you for being here. And again, really hope you all like the album. Thank you. Right, so just a little extra. I was just recording the close-ups then, and I noticed my thing that I always have on my snare drum that says "Just a Man." Some of you may have noticed that before. There's a funny little story behind that. I'll share it here, so I'll just show you it now. I always write "Just a Man" on my snare drum, the majority of my gigging ones. Right, so the story behind "Just a Man." A while ago I was playing a gig with what then was the Dave Simpson Trio, now Red Giant, and I was explaining to Dave, I said I feel pressure because everyone local thinks that I'm pretty good. You know, I'm a drum teacher, and there's quite a lot of people that come to see us in all the bands that I play with at the Flying Circus. I've got my name on the wall there, and even not that, more than that, at the time Dave was vlogging the gigs. So I'd sit down at the drum kit and I'd know that lots of people were going to see it. And I don't get stage fright. I'm really confident. I practice loads. I'm really comfortable in my ability. I'm old, so I've done it all and nothing phases me now. I feel really comfortable in any situation musically. I very rarely get stage fright. I very rarely get nervous. Obviously like a little bit of nerves, but I never worry like that. And what was happening was I was overplaying, I was overthinking and overplaying, and because I thought there was pressure on me to be good, I was trying to make myself play good rather than just playing like myself. And it's a bit of advice for everybody: if you put the work in and you're comfortable in your ability, just play how you play and the rest will do itself. You don't need to impress anybody, you don't need to show off. You don't need to prove how good you are. And I'm really comfortable with that now. I know that I can play some mad things, but I don't need to. I don't need to show it, and I just need to play what's best for the song and what's best for that musical situation. So I was explaining this to Dave and I said, I feel pressure to play in a way that I don't need to. And he told me the Marcus Aurelius story where, not that this is me, where people think that I'm a god, but people thought that he was special until that he was God. And legend has it that he hired somebody to walk behind him and constantly tell him, "You're just a man, you're just a man." Because the problem I was having is, after every gig, you get loads of people telling you how good you are. You get people telling you that you're amazing. This sounds so cocky, but it's true. And you know, even at function gigs, I get people coming up to me going, oh, that was amazing, you're so good, blah, blah, blah. And you can't let it get to your head. You've just got to, you're on the journey to be the best musician you can be, and you've got to phase out what other people say and what other people think, especially the positive. I know everyone says that about the negative, but it's so easy to get caught up in the positive and think, oh, maybe I am good, blah, 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 I'm going to play all my licks in this next set, or, you know, whatever. So I write Just a Man on my snare drum, and it just grounds me, it just reminds me to be myself, play how I want to play, and play what's best for the band, and don't feel the need to impress anyone, don't feel the need to be good. You're not, that come right or wrong. Don't feel the need to impress people, don't feel the need to overplay, and don't feel the pressure that comes with that. Just be yourself and enjoy it, because that's what music's about. That's why we all started. As you start to get better, you get people telling you how good you are, and you start to feel the pressure, you start to put pressure on yourself, and ultimately you're still just a kid in a garage having a bash. And that's how it should be. Don't care what anyone thinks. As long as you're happy and your bandmates are happy, your peers are happy, that's all that matters. Cancel out the noise. You're just a man.